Welcome inside the WVU Coliseum. Finally, after 320 days, the Mountaineers of West Virginia University are set to compete against the reigning national champions and #2 ranked Sooners of Oklahoma. It's Big 12 Conference Gymnastics on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. And welcome to the Coliseum. You see it right there, Oklahoma just behind Florida for that top spot. The Big 12 already representing early in the season Denver, 7th in the nation, Iowa State 15th, West Virginia in their first meet of the year, hoping to join that elite group very, very quickly. Big smile and deep breath, Jason Butts with some final instructions here, and here we go.
Amazing distance from the table, just a tiny little step on that landing. That should be a great score for Kiana.
Kiana Yancey leading off for West Virginia.
This approach right here.
On the uneven bars for the Sooners, Gary Thomas.
Bent shoulder angle on the table there, but it really didn't affect her much in the air.
Kiana Yancey trying to build on a 9.8 best score. Last time she did it was actually against Oklahoma back on Valentine's Day. To the Sooners.
Gary Thomas on the bars. Great first handstand. Here comes a straddle Jaeger. She's great at getting those toes together on each handstand. Right into a shoot over to handstand. Back up to the high bar. Once again, great handstand, just the dismount left. And she sticks it. That was a great routine for Carrie Thomas. Should be a great score.
Trying to...
Clearly very excited. This dismount, the rotation on it is perfect. She knew exactly where that landing was.
And you can see her teammates react behind her, just complete joy. Really good way to start it off. Trying to beat a career best of 9.875. She did that against Arizona State back in the opener on January 10th.
She's a very consistent bar worker.
For the Mountaineers, Michelle Waldron.
We talked about the veterans for this team. Michelle Waldron is one of them. Is Kiana Yancey scored a 9.65 on her opening vault.
Michelle definitely gets a lot of pop off that table.
Waldron, career best of 9.8. Let's see if she can top it in the opener this year.
That vault had amazing height and amplitude right off the table. Great distance, and her chest was up on that landing. Very good vault for Michelle.
It's interesting just the differences between a normal meet and this kind of meet. Usually you're hearing an explosion from the crowd when they land. It's a lot quieter.
Yes,
How strange is that as a gymnast to kind of go through that adrenaline route and then not quite get the reaction you want?
It's definitely a different environment, but I'm sure they are used to all this adversity.
Carrie Thomas with a 9.875 to lead off for Oklahoma.
Awesome.
Look here at Catherine Lavasser.
Right back up to the high bar. She does another double out dismount. Much better than her ones in warm-up. Her chest was much more up than her previous ones. Here's another look at that dismount. Once again, a double layout, just a slight step back, but overall very clean lines in the air.
You can see why she's ranked 11th in the nation on bars and was the Big 12 Specialist of the Week a week ago for her work on the bars. Michelle Waldron with a 9.7 as the Mountaineers' second vaulter, and we'll get a look at Kiana Lewis, the freshman from Hampton, Virginia, making her Mountaineer debut.
Very excited for this vault right here. Awesome vault for Kiana Lewis. I think she stuck that landing. I can't quite see because the judges' table is in the way, but huge height, great distance. Here we have it again. She stuck it. She college stuck that vault right there. Awesome college debut for Kiana Lewis.
Virginia State champion, and you can see why.
It shows.
Lavasser had a 9.85 in the second spot for Oklahoma on the bars. Now Jordan Draper.
She's going into a Jaeger right here. Tight Jaeger as a little bit of difficulty. Great handstand. Right into a floaty pack on the low bar. Just the dismount left here. Tiny bit short on that handstand. front double. That was a great landing. That dismount actually has a blind landing, making it a lot harder than other dismounts. She did a great job controlling that.
On the boat for the Mountaineers, Abby Pearson.
She's been consistent as well in that third spot, 9.85 in each of the first two meets for the Sooners.
Here we have Abby Pearson on the vault. Awesome job, very clean in the air. Her legs were completely together. Once again, great distance on that vault right there, and just a small hop on the landing. That should be another good score.
Team MVP last year, 10 podium finishes as a freshman for Abby Pearson from New Tennyson, Pennsylvania.
She is definitely a superstar.
Kind of lose with a 9.8 in her Mountaineer debut, so there you go.
Awesome. On to Reagan Smith.
And from the Barstow, Oklahoma, Reagan Smith.
Smith competed in the all-around against Utah, leading off on probably her best event.
Very experienced in the gym. Perfect handstand right into a huge ray, right into that pack to the low bar. So that connection makes this routine very difficult. Just the dismount left. Awesome, a tiny little hop, but great in the air. Gonna see that dismount one more time.
On the boat for the Mountaineers,
Just that tiny little scoot back, but overall great routine for Reagan. That ray is huge.
First team All-American as a freshman last year on the bars.
Now we have McKenna Lennon on the vault, senior. Great job. She does a half, so it does start from the same start value as a full, a 9.95. Took a small step on that landing. Chest was a little bit forward, but overall, great vault for Mac.
Most experienced Mountaineer. This is her 38th career meet.
Yes. She is always in those lineups. You can always count on that.
You mentioned Anastasia Webb in the Open. Already the two-time Big 12 Gymnast of the Week. She's won that 12 times in her career already.
You'll see why. Perfect handstand into the floatiest pack I have ever seen in my life.
It's quite a statement.
Right into a beautiful Maloney half, up to the high bar. And into this dismount, a double front half. Very difficult. She took a small step on that landing, but great routine overall.
You know what's scary? On paper, that's her weakest event.
She is very good at swinging, you can tell.
For the Mountaineers, Ellen Collins.
West Virginia will finish off this rotation with Ellen Collins, freshman from Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Quite the Mountaineer lineage. Mother was a WVU gymnast. Father is a WVU wrestler.
I think there might be a lineup change, possibly. It looks like Emily Holmes-Hackard is about to go, but I'm not sure.
For the Mountaineers.
Yes.
There we go. So it is a change. Jason Bus raves about how much she's improved. She was the Mountaineer's most improved gymnast last year.
Yes. She's a very hard worker.
Just waiting for that change to come in. Is that something you just do based on warm-ups normally?
The lineup change? Yes. Most of the time. Really have to earn that spot. So just a layout, playing it safe. Coach Butts did say they were going to be a little conservative this first meet. Just playing it safe, getting out there, having fun. We're going to take another look at that layout.
And on the uneven bar
Great.
for the Sooners,
Yes, a little off to the side, but overall great in the air. She does train a full. She has the potential to do that. We will probably see that later this season.
And that's her first vault. So is that a situation where you haven't had a mistake and said, let's throw her in there? If we drop the score, we drop the score?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It gets her a little bit of experience out in front of the crowd. That was a huge Jaeger from the eagle grip position. Perfect handstand down to the low bar.
Audrey Davis
Audrey Davis is impeccable on this event. You're going to see another eagle grip here. Right into a double front dismount. Once again, blind landing. She did an amazing job with that. Just a small step forward. Here you'll see it again. She gets huge air on all of her releases. And then we'll take another look at this dismount as well. Once again, way over the bar on that first flip and a small step forward. Great job for that freshman.
15th in the nation on bars already as a freshman, and came from the gym that produced Carly Patterson and Nastia Lukin, among others. So as Oklahoma was able to take the lead, 49.375 West Virginia, 48.575 on their vaults. And we'll take a look at the lineups here for rotation number 2. As I said, Oklahoma on the bars and West Virginia on the vault. Excuse me, let me flip-flop that. West Virginia on the bars, Oklahoma on the vault. And Esperanza Barca has been such a good leadoff hitter in this position for the Mountaineers throughout her career as she enters her junior year.
She is so consistent. She's someone you can count on, and her handstands are just amazing. Once again, she is a WGYM gymnast, so bars is her thing. You can tell when she's doing it.
Oklahoma, meanwhile, they're number 2 in the nation for a reason. They've done a nice job this year. 39-0 against West Virginia, Iowa State, and Denver. And as you mentioned in the open, Julia, this Denver team's in the top 10. This Iowa State team's in the top 15. Most years this West Virginia team's in the top 20 or 25. So the fact that they've been able to do this, they're much better than okay.
Yes, they are.
We talked earlier, Julia, 3rd meet for Oklahoma, 1st meet for West Virginia. How much of a difference does that make when you've got a couple under your belt?
I would say Oklahoma's definitely a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confident out here. WVU is having a little bit of nerves, but you can also tell that they're having a lot of fun. They're wearing brand new Leos, super sparkly. They look good, you know, look good, feel good.
Audrey Davis felt really good on the bars. 9.9 to win that event. She'll lead off the vault for the Sooners tonight.
I think she's always feeling good on the bars.
We mentioned the success this Oklahoma team has had offensively after this vault.
Great vault. That was great intro. Huge amplitude off the table. Once again, good distance as well, and just a small hop. Perfectly in line, nice and straight as she went through the air.
So this Oklahoma team has had a dozen gymnasts back from an undefeated team last year. Then they added 9 freshmen. Davis was one of them, and you can see their level has gotten even higher with those gymnasts in the lineup.
Yes, it has. Here's Esperanza on the bars, blindfold into a huge ginger. Perfect handstand once again, down to the low bar with a shoot over. She has a blindfold double back dismount coming up. That connection adds some bonus. Great job for Esperanza. Small hop on that landing, but she's pleased. Coach Butts is pleased, and the team is happy. Another look at this dismount. Great throughout the air. Her chest was up, just a small little hop.
Jason Butts wearing the black today. It won't be quite as black after these 6 gymnasts compete on the bars.
He's always wearing black or navy blue, and it's always covered in chalk by the end of the day.
We'll see Allie Stern, vault 2nd for the Sooners. Stern's career best on this vault, a 9.975. That came against you in West Virginia back on Valentine's Day of last year.
Huge score potential here for Allie.
Tied for the win in the Sooners' opening meet against Arizona State with a 9.75. Struggled a bit against Utah with a 9.65, but 2nd team All-American last year on this event. She's ready to go.
She does have a 10.0 start value on this event. Huge 1.5 to a stick. That is going to be an amazing score for Allie.
The Junior Olympic national champion on the vault in 2017.
Here is another look at that 1.5. Amazing through the air. She knew exactly where that landing was.
West Virginia will turn to Kendra Combs on the bars next.
Starts with a Maloney right into a pack. Once again, that connection adds some bonus. Right into a blindfold double back. Awesome landing. Once again, her chest was up. She knew exactly where that ground was. Just a small little step on that dismount. Here's another look at it. Feet together on the blind. Awesome. She will definitely be sticking that in the future. That was just a tiny hop. Should be a great score.
Be Quinn Smith vaulting next. This is her Oklahoma debut after not competing against Utah and Arizona State.
Awesome job for her debut. There was a step on that landing, but very clean through the air. Grateful. Look at the approach. Very quick into that. Nice distance from the table.
First place finish in vault in the JO Nationals in 2018. So if you're going to debut somebody, debut one the event they feel the most comfortable with.
Got that right.
Abarca with a 9.75 for West Virginia. Davis with a 9.775 and Stern with a 9.875 for the Sooners so far.
Next we have Rachel on the bars.
Rachel Hornan competed twice on the bars last year. Was really starting to work her way back into that lineup when the pandemic hit and the season stopped.
Yep. Right into a straddle Jaeger. A little bit close on that catch, but she made it work. Down to the low bar with a nice shoot over handstand. Just the dismount left. Little short on that handstand, but she's swinging and making it work. Nice save on that. Great landing. Once again, just a small little hop, but you can tell these girls know exactly where that landing is. We're going to take another look at that. Huge Jaeger, just a little bit close, but once again, made it work. Got that kip out of it. Here's the dismount. Knew exactly where she was, and she was happy with that landing.
Career best is a 9.775. I think she might challenge that with that routine there.
Huge vault.
That's Lavasser for Oklahoma.
Once again, that was a 1.5, so a 10-0 start value. Here's another look at that landing. Big block off the table, and just that 1 foot stepped forward.
Mountaineers will turn to Kiana Yancey in the 4th spot in the lineup on bars here. See the focus on her face, sophomore from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. She's named the Mountaineers' top all-around gymnast last year as a freshman with 10 podium finishes, 5 on the bars.
She's a very hard worker, and her bars are beautiful. Great Maloney, right into a pack. Just the dismount left, which I believe she has upgraded since last season. Great handstand. Awesome job for Kiana. That was a full twisting double layout. Very difficult, and she rotated that very well. Here we have another look. Great lift on it. Her chest was up on that landing. That's exactly what the judges are looking for.
I'd say that upgrade worked.
Yes, it definitely did work. Very impressive for Keith. Anastasia Webb on the vault. Huge block off the table. Hop on that landing, but overall, amazing vault. Very clean in the air. Look at this pop. Legs are glued together, toes are pointed throughout the entire thing. She is super clean.
Won the vault against Utah last time out with a 9.925, and
On bars
Jason
for the
Butts
Mountaineers,
adjusting the
Nicole Norris.
launch here for the bars, and he will join us shortly for a between rotations interview. We'll get his thoughts on his team's first 2 rotations of the season. Excited to hear from Coach as always, and wonderful call with him this week. Always good to catch up with him before the season, and in good spirits as always.
As always, yep. Here's a freshman, Nicole Norris, for her debut. A little short on that handstand. She made it work on the blind half, right into a pike Jaeger, and then down to the low bar with a nice shoot over. Just the dismount left for Nicole. Once again, these handstands are a little short. Big double layout dismount though. Chest was a little low, but overall great debut for the freshman. As you see, those handstands are just a little short.
And on the vault for Oklahoma.
And then we have this huge double layout dismount.
This was an area that the Mountaineers brought Nicole Norris in to upgrade. Travis Doak said when she signed, one of her favorite and strongest areas is bars, which is the one area we were looking to improve the most this season, so it was a natural fit. Here's Shepford.
Very unique. She does a tucked 1.5, which also has a 10.0 start value. She did a great job controlling that landing and tons of amplitude. As you see there, right off the table, she got nice and high.
Evie Schofer
Hop on that landing.
tied for the win against Arizona State with a 9.875, had a 9.8 last time out against Utah. Bounced back well with that
She
ball.
did.
And on the
Oklahoma's
bars,
got
the
their vault
Mountaineers,
in the bag. They're
Emily
halfway
Hacker.
done, and the Mountaineers will join them after Emily Holmes-Hackard's routine.
This is her first time competing bars.
Mentioned it earlier, just continued to grow in her time in West Virginia. Sophomore from Ipswich, Massachusetts.
Beautiful handstand. She's going to do a Jaeger, huge straddle Jaeger right into a shoot over. That connection adds bonus, just the dismount left. Little short on that handstand, but she made it work. Blind full, right into the double back. Little bit low chest on that landing. Step forward as well. Here is another look at that huge straddle Jaeger. She gets plenty of height as well as distance from the bar. It's very impressive.
So Holmes-Hackard bringing into the second rotation. Mountaineers were led by a 9.775 from Kendrick Holmes. Abarca also with a 9.75. So pretty good scores for that first meet out for West Virginia on the bars.
I would say so, yes.
West Virginia will once again lead off on the beam.
Emily Holmes-Hackard. She is beautiful on this event.
So we talked about Emily throughout this broadcast. This will be her third event out of 3. What does that say about the growth that she's had here in her sophomore year?
Well, Coach Butts definitely said that she was going to be an all-rounder this year. She has stepped up. She has worked her butt off, and she's earned it. She's proving herself right here today.
West Virginia trying to overturn a dominant series for Oklahoma. We mentioned earlier that KJ Kendler has never lost to one of the 3 current Big 12 opponents, but West Virginia has only beaten Oklahoma once. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough feat beating KJ. Beautiful connection for Emily. As you saw, she did a jump first and then that front aerial right into the back tuck. That connection adds some bonus.
2017 Region 6 champion on the beam, Emily Holmes-Hackard.
Great splits. As soon as her feet leave the beam, they are pointed right away. It's beautiful. She looks calm up there. She's taking her time. Just the dismount left for M. In front full with a great landing, just a small hop, but once again, that is a blind landing, making it a little bit harder. Here's that front aerial from her series. Beautiful in the air, right into the back tuck.
It's a balance, right? No pun intended. You want to have the energy, but you also want to have the focus.
Yes.
Pun was intended. I'm sorry, everyone.
Jordan Draper on the floor. She is known for her entertainment factor. Huge double pike, a little bit too much bounce out of that, but she didn't go out of bounds. You can tell with her facial expression she is loving this routine.
I love what KJ Kendler said about her. You can't have a better starter. No one has more energy. That's not just on the gymnastics floor, that's in real life.
Second pass, a front full, adding a little bit of difficulty. She is definitely fun to watch. One pass left for Jordan. Here's her leap. Nice 180 on all of those. She doesn't look tired at all. Last pass here. Have a whip half, front 1.5. Very difficult, and she made it look easy. Great first routine. Here's another look at that second pass. Once again, it is a front full. So most people just do a front full front layout. She went one more by adding that second full. Once again, more bonus.
Not only good, but consistent. Had a 9.825 in all 11 meets last year. She's done that again through 2 meets and probably a third here for Oklahoma this year. Over to the beam.
Abby Pearson. She is a very strong gymnast. Great full turn. Looks very calm.
3 beam finishes as a freshman last year.
Standing front tuck. That is a very hard skill. She typically would connect that into a jump. Here's back handspring step out, layout 2 foot. Once again, difficult, unique, and she nailed it. Another acro skill here, a standing back pike. Nailed it, and then added that jump combination afterwards. Just the dismount left for Abby. Front full, and she sticks it. She is very happy with that routine. Here is another look at that dismount. Same dismount as Emily. Tucked front full. Tiny hop. Actually, I think she stuck it. Yeah, she got those heels together. Very impressive.
Also beautifully connected the 2-armed
the
reaction
celebration
and the fist bump. Exactly.
Yes.
Evie Chauffeur.
First pass. Huge double tuck into a pretty controlled lunge. Second pass here. Back 1.5, front layout, right into her dance. OU's dance is very animated.
But no lightsabers.
No, no lightsaber.
In the lightsaber category.
We've got that covered.
Has 4 9.9s in her career, including the NCAA regional back in 2019. So not afraid of that big stage.
No, they are not. One pass left. Huge double pike. Great landing. Chest was a little bit low, but she brought it up and controlled that lunge. Great routine. We are going to replay. Look at this first pass. Check out the height on this one. Her amplitude is crazy. Hence the big lunge back. She played it off.
Senior from Ames, Iowa. You think Iowa State just feels sick every time she competes for Oklahoma?
Now we have Rachel on the beam. This unique wolf turn, very impressive. She nails it every time. Beam is Rachel's event. You can tell she's comfortable up there. So that would typically be connected to her one arm back handspring. She gets one more try at it. Great job from Rachel. She really played that off. You can tell she is a veteran with those front aerials. She knew exactly how to bend to make that work.
20th career meet for the Mount Seniors, Rachel Hornan, junior from just up the road in Pittsburgh.
She does a round off 1.5 dismount. Just a small step backwards, but overall, great routine from Rachel. Here's another look at that dismount. So it looks like she was just ready for that landing a little too soon, but that'll come with time. Once again, that is a blind landing, make it a little bit more difficult.
Schofer had a 9.85 for Oklahoma in that second spot, and now we'll see Belle Johnson for the first time tonight. Oklahoma debut for the freshman from Norman.
Going into this first pass. Front layout, front 1.5. Controlled that landing. Great amplitude on the 1.5 as well. Right into the second pass. Round off back handspring double tuck. Had a little bit too much power out of that, or I guess not enough. Landed with her chest forward and had to bounce out of it. That will be a deduction. Just opened up a little too soon, didn't quite know where that floor was. Great leap, switch half into a wolf full. Here's another look at that second pass. She had a 2-pass routine because of all the extra bonus, but just not enough height on that and opened up a little too soon. That will be a fall.
Really the first time we've seen a mistake from either team so far tonight, knock on wood.
Yes, it is. Here's Kendra on the beam, junior. Front aerial, right into a back tuck. Absolutely perfect. That was an amazing series for Kendra. Great full turn. Once again, this is Kendra's event. She is so comfortable up there and confident. Hitch kick, switch side, beautiful landing. Front toss right into a jump. Just a dismount left for Kendra. She has a quick routine. She is cruising through it and making it look super easy. Another tuck front full, and I think she almost stuck that, just a tiny little step. They're very happy. Here is another look at that front aerial back tuck. She did a great job bending, great job controlling that landing. She should be very happy. I think she is.
And I think you hit the nail on the head, Julia. It just seemed very comfortable, very relaxed, very smooth with that routine.
Yes, that's very typical of Kendra.
Back over to the floor, we'll see Emma LaPenta, the junior from Frisco, Texas. tied for the win on the floor against Utah with a 9-9. Also had a 9-9 against Arizona State.
She does a huge triple as her first pass.
She has gotten a 9-9 5 times already in her career.
Here's that first pass, around off back handspring, triple twist. Oh. And she lost her footing and fell backwards. That will be a deduction, 5-10.
So we're seeing the door open a little bit for West Virginia. Oklahoma's now made 2 mistakes on the floor.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of them. But, you know, everyone makes mistakes. Front full, front layout, very springy. Great landing on that one. Once again, very entertaining dance from this OU team. Great leap, nice straight leg, pointed toes, heading into her final pass. Round off by handspring, double tuck into a controlled lunge. Her chest was a little low, but she made it work. Those last 2 passes were great. We're going to take another look at that uncharacteristic first pass. Triple twist. She has to pace herself into it, but then just lost her footing there at the end and did fall backwards, unfortunately.
Yeah, the number 10 gymnast in the nation on the floor with a mistake. West Virginia has a chance to creep back into this meet if McKenna Linden and company can get the job done on the beam.
Mac on the beam. This is her event. Beam and floor. She just looks so comfortable, so confident, and you can tell she has so much experience.
How contagious is a mistake like that? If one person in front of you makes it, do you kind of have to tune it out if you're Oklahoma?
Unfortunately, everything in gymnastics is very contagious. We always talk about sticks. They're contagious. As soon as one person sticks, you'll see more throughout the lineup. So if a mistake does happen, it is best to just try and tune it out, completely forget about it, and just try and move on. It is hard, though.
West Virginia's 2 best scorers on the beam have been their last 2 gymnasts. Oklahoma's 2 worst scorers on the floor have been their last 2 gymnasts.
McKenna Linden with a great beam routine, small hop on that landing. Once again, another blind landing. Here's another look at that dismount, tucked front full. You can tell she knew exactly where she was, though, so those will become sticks later on in the season once they get a little bit more numbers in.
Back to the floor, and we'll see Anastasia Webb on an event where she's ranked 20th in the nation. Julia, they're going to have to keep one of these low scores. They've got a 9.25. I believe the first one was a 9.15.
Well, Anastasia is the perfect person to follow those 2.
Yeah, at 9.125. So, any extra pressure on these last 2 gymnasts for Oklahoma to deliver?
Anastasia definitely will. You can already tell each movement is so precise and exact. She always looks so determined. First pass. Beautiful front double twist. Nice height. It is a very difficult pass.
Linden with a 9.825 for West Virginia.
Round off back 1.5, front full. Once again, a very controlled landing. She looks very comfortable out there. Doesn't look tired at all.
As you said, who better to follow 2 weak performances than your most experienced and best gymnast?
Definitely a veteran.
It's something we haven't talked about, Julia. Oklahoma has 3 probable starters not in the lineup tonight and are still performing at a high level, except for their 2 mistakes on the floor.
They definitely have a ton of skill on their team. Lots of depth as well. Last pass for Anastasia. Front 1.5 into a beautiful high jump. Awesome routine for Anastasia. Here's another look at that second pass. A very floaty round off 1.5. Super powerful, knows exactly where she is in the air. Very controlled step out of that.
When you're fourth in the nation in the all-around, you don't get phased very easily. Anastasia Webb with a great performance on the floor. Back to the beam. Esperanza Barca for West Virginia.
I love when you can see her smile on beam. You know she's having fun.
It's not hard to tell when Esperanza Barca is having fun.
Side aerial into a side summy. Very unique series, and she nails it. Also a lot of bonus.
Someone that really came one late in the year. Had a 9.9, a 9.875, and a 9.8 in West Virginia's last 3 meets on the beam last year.
Beautiful leap into her back skill, a backward roll. Just the dismount left. Round off, back 1.5. Once again, just a small hop, but you can tell she is proud of that. We are going to take another look. Here is that hitch kick into a side aerial, right into that side summy. Very unique series. She makes it look easy.
Leads off on bars, finishes on beam. I think those are probably the two most important positions in the lineup, right?
You can
lead off and last.
You can definitely count on her.
Center's finishing up on the floor with Reagan Smith.
Big double back, controlled landing. For such a tiny gymnast, she is so powerful.
Just 4'11".
Back 1.5, front layout, nice and springy. Right into that dance. She definitely looks a lot more comfortable than in past years.
Trained by Kim Zamelsko-Burdett. Can't get a much better name in gymnastics to train you than that.
Leap pass here. Beautiful. You can tell she's having fun out there. One pass left. Finishing with a double pike, very controlled landing, great lunge out of that. This should be a big score for Reagan Smith. We are going to take another look at this middle pass. Oh, just a dance. She is having a blast out there. And you can't see, but her teammates on the sidelines were doing it right there with her.
Career best of a 9.975. You can see her power and her skill on the floor. 3 rotations in the books. Just 1 to go here at the Coliseum between West Virginia and number 2 Oklahoma. Stay with us. You're watching Big 12 Gymnastics on ESPN+. This is an event where, shocker, Oklahoma is really good. 3rd in the nation on the beam. West Virginia, in the past, has been a really good floor school. Last year, though, relatively speaking, was not their best event. Tied for 31st. So we'll see what happens here. Carrie Thomas will be in the first spot for Oklahoma, West Virginia.
Carrie Thomas is typically great in that leadoff position.
Giving some final instructions here. Thomas, a senior from Coral Springs, Florida, started her college career at Maryland, then migrated to Norman before her sophomore year and promptly turned into a first-team All-American for Oklahoma.
Here we go on the beam. Leaps right onto the beam for her mount.
I liked what Carrie Thomas said before the season about being able to compete again. I realized how special it was to walk out every day. It's going to be special because we get to do what we love every day. Sometimes just as simple as that, just having something back like that, something normal, makes a big difference.
I love that. She had a great side semi, and now she's heading into the series. Oh, another misstep, unfortunately, for Oklahoma. I believe that was supposed to be a handspring into a layout step out, but she landed completely sideways and ended up tucking off to the side of the beam. She did play it safe. Here we go again.
Started the season very well on the beam against Arizona State, a 9.875, but then dipped to a 9.725 last time out. And then, as you said, a mistake here.
Very uncharacteristic from Oklahoma. Great leap, though. She's recovering nicely. A unique full turn, showing her flexibility. Side aerial layout full dismount, great landing. Unfortunately, she had that misstep. Let's take another look at this. So on this back handspring, you can see her foot landed with her heel completely off. Luckily, she played it safe, landed on the ground safely, didn't hurt herself.
Over to the floor, we'll see McKenna Lennon, the senior.
Very excited for this new routine for her. She has a 2-pass routine, and it's very impressive, all front tumbling.
Her best event in terms of podium finishes in her career. She's made the podium 3 times. And Jason Butts is going to have a word with her before this.
A little bit of a music problem.
McKenna Lennon just laughing it off, and that's all you can do,
Yep.
right? It's just kind of just smile and laugh. And
Gotta laugh it off and have fun with it.
a 9.15, by the way, the score for Thomas on the beam. So our 3rd mistake from Oklahoma in 5 routines, 2 now on the floor and 1 to lead off the beam.
Crazy.
Not what you expect from the #2 team in the nation.
Not at all. This is new music, new choreography, McKenna.
Maybe that was the problem. The new music didn't get in the system in time.
You can already tell she's having fun out there. First pass, a front 1.5 right into a beautiful layout step out. No movement on that lunge. She has beautiful lines. Her dance has always been incredible. I remember my first time watching McKenna, I actually cried because of how beautiful her routine was. Her freshman year, I was so happy for her. Right into her leap. Beautiful job. Just 1 pass left for Mac. Like I mentioned, she has a 2-pass routine because those 2 passes are very difficult. She ends with a front double twist. Awesome job from McKenna. You can tell she is happy. That should be a huge score. Great lead off. She has always been steady in that first position.
She's going to go over 700 points for her career with that routine, and what a routine to do it on.
Let's take another look at this. You can see the teammates' reaction as soon as she lands. Abby Pearson there in the corner was thrilled with that.
McKenna, by the way, was the Mountaineers' top scorer on the beam as well with a 9.825, so a really solid second half of her day.
Yes, those are her events.
Evie Schofer on the beam for Oklahoma.
Handspring layout step out and another fall, unfortunately, for Oklahoma. This is very uncharacteristic of them.
She was moved into the beam lineup. We mentioned it earlier because eventually Carly Woodard was out. So Schofer steps in, has a 9.75, which is decent against Utah. But again, it's 4 out of 6 now that Oklahoma has made a mistake on.
Yeah. Nice side aerial into a beautiful leap pass. Round off 1.5 dismount, small step, One thing KJ mentioned was that it was going to be hard for their team to generate some energy and excitement since there is no crowd, and I think we're seeing that here tonight.
Yeah, this is their first road meet. They were able to compete at home, and obviously that's a different atmosphere, but it's a comfortable atmosphere.
Yes, much
now
different.
you're in a road atmosphere with no crowd. That's a great point.
Yeah. Abby Pearson on the floor. Very powerful gymnast here.
Had a 9.925 to finish the year on floor at Iowa last year.
First pass here. Round off back handspring. Huge double pike. Unfortunately, she opened up too early and did put her hands down.
9.85 already in the bank for McKenna Lennon tonight.
The front layout, front full, nice and controlled. You can tell she's having fun with this dance. The team is loving it as well.
How long does it take you to learn your teammates' routines?
Honestly, not long. You do it every single day in the gym. It just kind of comes as second nature. Right into her leap pass. Switch side will full down to the ground. One pass to go for Abby. Finishing with a round off back handspring, double tuck. Much better landing. We are going to take another look at these teammates doing the routine with her.
They've waited 320 days to do this.
To do that right there. Unfortunate first pass for Abby, but she made it up in the next two.
Back over to the beam. It'll be Jenna Dunn competing for the Sooners. This is her specialty. Third meet, third time she's been on the beam, and tied for the team best with a 9.9 against Utah a week ago.
It is definitely her event, and interestingly enough, she only does beam, even in practice.
Ranked 17th in the nation.
And she is killing it. That was an amazing triple series. She looks very comfortable and confident up there. Great split. Nice control on that landing. Beautiful full turn. Just the dismount, a gainer full, and she sticks it. That was exactly what the Sooners needed after those first two routines. Great job by Jenna. Gonna take another look at this gainer dismount. Had her chest up. Heels together on that landing, and she stuck it.
9.9 start value on that routine. Got to be pretty close to that.
Yes, for sure. Now we have Emily on the floor.
So she will be in the all-around, as she's now competed in her fourth event. Being put in late in the vault to start things off.
This is a beautiful routine. It's more dramatic, but very beautiful. First pass. Huge round off by handspring double tuck to a very controlled lunge. You can tell she's happy about that one.
So Emily Holmes-Hacker competed in 3 events total last year, competing in 4 today.
Yes. She had some injuries in the beginning of the season, and once she was ready, they threw it in there, and she did not disappoint. She works so hard, and you know when she's ready for those lineups. Going into her second pass. Front layout, front full. Very controlled, very clean in the air. Catching her breath before this third pass. round off back handspring double pike, and she made it around. Great lunge, great routine from Emily Holmes-Hacker in the all-around tonight. You can tell she's happy about that one. Take another look at this last pass. She had to pull it around, ending with a double pike. Very difficult, right into a controlled lunge. She killed that routine.
So back to the beam where Jenna Dunn really got Oklahoma what they needed, a 9-8 after a pair of mistakes. Now we'll see Audrey Davis.
Audrey Davis is a very talented freshman.
Big 12 Freshman of the Week after her debut against Arizona State. And a 9.825 on the beam that night. Followed it up with a 9.775 against Utah last Sunday.
Controlled full turn. Heading into her series. Back handspring, layout, step out, beautiful in the air and very controlled landing. She looks comfortable up there. Into an anodi. That is a very difficult skill. She had a slight balance check on that, but she saved it. Into a ring leap, which is also very difficult blind landing since you release the head back, and she did have a few balance checks after that as well, but she stayed on. Dismount, round off, double twist. I think she stuck that landing. Decent routine for the Sooners.
Big hug from KJ Kendler and high fives from her teammates after that performance.
Yep, they needed that. Another solid routine.
Back over to the floor, Kendra Combs for West Virginia.
Kendra is very powerful. Saw her on the beam, nice and confident. She brings that same confidence to the floor. Once again, a new routine for her. Front tuck right into a round up handspring, double pike. Huge pass, lots of difficulty adding that front tuck beforehand.
I feel like Kendra Combs last year was what Emily Holmes-Hacker is this year. Someone that came off an injury, really expanded her repertoire, and became one of the Mountaineers' best gym, but second on the team in points last year.
Yes, I agree. Great leap from Kendra. She has tons of bounce. This is a very fun routine as well.
She's won on the floor twice in her career as a Mountaineer.
We're seeing why. Definitely fun watching her. Next pass here. Finishing with a double tuck. Great landing. Awesome job from Kendra. Two-pass routine because of the difficulty. As you can tell, they are very pleased. Here's another look at that first pass. A front tuck step out right into the round off back handspring double pike. So that also takes care of her front skill requirement.
Fist bumps all around from Jason Butts and company. And you can tell even behind the mask, Jason Butts smiling very big after that routine by Kendra Combs.
As he should be. That was a fantastic routine.
Reagan Smith up fifth on the beam for Oklahoma.
Showing some flexibility right from the start.
Had a 9-9 last time out to tie for the team lead. Reagan Smith.
Yes, I believe KJ said that her last beam routine at the last meet was one of the best she has ever seen. She's feeling confident.
Had a 9.975 last year.
That was a beautiful series. Textbook in the air and great landing. Into a front aerial, right into a straddle jump. That connection once again adds some of that bonus. She looks very comfortable today. Quite the connection there down to the beam. That was very impressive. She's having a good day. Full turn, perfect. She makes the beam look like it is so much wider than it actually is.
I was thinking that too, that it looks like it's twice as wide as she normally would think it would be.
A back handspring, gainer full, great landing. They are very happy about that. Let's take a look back at that series. It is beautiful, great landing. Completely stuck it. Very technical there. Back to the floor with Kiana Yancey. Another beautiful dancer.
First time she's been on the floor since February 14th of last year.
Huge double pike, had a little bit too much power, took a few hops back. She stayed on her feet. The entire team knows this routine. Beautiful leap from Key as always. You can tell she's having fun out there. Next pass, a back 1.5, front half right into that stag jump. Beautiful and takes care of any landing. One pass to go. Round off back handspring, double tuck, nails it. Awesome job for Kiana. She should be very pleased. We're gonna take one more look at that second pass since it is pretty unique with that jump out of it. So she enters with a round off, back 1.5, front half, right into a huge double stag jump down to the ground.
So West Virginia, after that 9-1 by Abby Pearson, second has routed off a 9-8-5, another 9-8-5, and then we'll see what we get from Yancey, but much better from them as Oklahoma finishes up on the beam with the two-time this year Big 12 Gymnast of the Week, Anastasia Webb.
Definitely an entertaining beam routine right here.
Reagan Smith had a 9-9-2-5 before her.
That was a very great routine from her. Anastasia is so precise with every single movement. You can see every single movement extends all the way through her fingertips.
She's got a 10 in her career on this event. It came back on Valentine's Day 2018 against UCLA on the road. No pressure.
Great series, great front aerial. As soon as her feet leave the beam, they are pointed right away.
Third in the nation in this event this year.
Huge leap pass. Definitely hit 180 on both of those. Her dance is very flowy, just one skill into the next. Dismount left, side aerial, full. I believe she stuck that. They're pleased.
So Oklahoma's day is done, and it looks like West Virginia might be making a change, but we'll talk about this routine first.
Going to take another look. Front aerial, beautiful. She knew exactly when to bend to get right into that jump. So much control. Lots of poise with her.
And last but not least, we'll see Chloe Asper for the first time in her West Virginia career.
Freshman debut. First pass. Another round off by handspring. Double pike. Huge height. Great landing for Chloe. Going into her second pass here. Round off, back 1.5, front layout. A little bit low on that front layout, but she made it work. Once again, the entire team knows this routine. Into her leap pass. Switch half, straddle full, right down to the ground. One pass to go for Chloe. Front 1.5, and she nails it. The team is excited. So with that made routine, that means they can drop Abby Pearson's routine with a full. Very good sign for the Mountaineers. I'm sure they are thrilled. Let's take one more look at this last pass. It is a front 1.5 or a Rudy. Right into a lunge, a little hop back, but once again, not too big of a deal. She did a great job with that routine. Great freshman debut, going last on the last event.
Both these teams really did a nice job of responding to early mistakes to finish out this fourth rotation. We'll come back and close it out between West Virginia and number 2 Oklahoma when we return. You're watching Big 12 Gymnastics on ESPN+.